Hey, Tony here, Random Adventures 2.0. This is the backpack that I use when I go out stealth camping. A lot of, a few viewers said, hey, make a gear list of what you take along with you when you go stealth camping. So I've come out. I was going to go stealth camping last night, ended up not going, and I thought, what a perfect opportunity to show you what's in my pack. All right. Hey, there's a picnic table right over here. I'll pull this off the tree and unload it and show you what I got. All right, so I'm going to get it all laid out here on the picnic table, and I'll bring it back on when I've got it all laid out. All right, so that's the last of it. Everything's out of the backpack. So let me show you that backpack. Oh, before I get to the backpack, so this is the hat I'm wearing, but I've got my favorite hat, the one the dog chewed up that I talked about on that Sunday Night Live. But let me get my favorite hat on. Feels good. I love this hat. All right, so the backpack, and this was in the backpack too. I keep that in the backpack because I like this hat. All right, so this is a 25-liter backpack. Now, this is a hiker's backpack because it's got different adjustments. It's got the waist band, belt, and compartments and so forth. So it's got a rain fly and multiple pockets. Now there's backpacks, and you know, when you think of a book bag backpack, I mean, if you like that kind, go for that kind. But if you get a hiking backpack, a lot more comfortable. So this is 25-liter, and this is what it fit in it. This is what I take along when I go stealth camping. All right, so let me show you what all was in there. All right. Now I hammock camp. Now if you tent camp, but I hammock camp because of the versatility of hammock camping. I can either hang in a tree or I can lay this on the ground, and not to it yet, but I got a mat that I can blow up and put inside that and lay on the ground. So it gives me a lot of versatility. So this is my hammock, and this is my tarp for over the hammock. Now, I don't always deploy this, only because it's not always going to rain. So I only do that if it's going to rain. That is the tarp. So one of the things you'll see me hang my hammock with is these cam jams. So there's a whole review on these cam jams. I can quickly deploy it and then cinch it down, tighten it, adjust it very quickly. All right, and then I've just got various tie downs for the tarp to attach them to adjust to get the right pitch and so forth. So that's the sleep system. So the puffy jacket and also the top quilt, those are two items that I sleep with. So I'll generally, sometime in the middle of the night, I'll always put my puffy on. This is just a puffy jacket. You've seen me wear it, but it collapses down in the backpack really small. So I use this near the bottom and I stuff it around everything. And then in here is just a top quilt. It's rated down to 50 degrees, I believe. But I've already been out in 18-degree temperatures with this as long as I had good base layer and my underquilt. The underquilt I don't have with me because this is my spring, summer, fall setup. So this is in the smaller backpack. When we get the underquilt, we do the 55-liter Osprey. All right. So that is how I stay warm at night. All right. All right, now you can or you don't have to, but this is what's in my backpack. You see me deploy this before in the highway stealth camp and at the Walmart stealth camps. This is a camo netting that I picked up very cheap. It was only like $6.70, but I'd say it's a good 12 foot long. But I use this to obscure some of my lines. I don't always deploy it. It's really going to depend on once I'm set up and I'm looking around and seeing where I can cut down on the visibility of my sight. All right, Well, you don't need to get that, but that's what's in my backpack. All right. All right. Let me show you what else we got. Okay, so the other thing that I got now, this is something new that I started getting. I didn't start out using this, but since the stroke, it was only 19 bucks. And this doesn't go inside of the backpack. It actually straps on the outside. So this is a chair. I'm not going to open it up and show you the chair. It's just a camp chair. It sits real low. If you want to see that, here's a quick link, or not a link, but at least the thumbnail. Look back and look for the review. It's only a couple weeks back. All right, so that's the chair. Let me show you my cook system. Alrighty, I'll go over these one at a time here, but obviously a lighter. These are my Bigfoot Bushcraft fire starters. I use those a lot. Now, depending on the situation and where I'm at, I may or may not use this Twig Stove. So I always have that along. I've got my pot, which is used on top of the Twig Stove, or I use my jet power, jet boil with my Desert Fox or a BRS micro burner, and then the case and also my spoon. But let me show you how that all goes together. Bigfoot Bushcraft, I've got a whole review on these where I soak this in a bottle of water for like 20 minutes while I'm gathering up twigs and so forth to start a fire, and then I dump it out of the water bottle and give it a quick thing and light it on fire, and it got the 2.0 approval, right? So so I always have these with me. I may not use them. Like I said, it depends on the situation and where I'm stealth camping. All right, so then I've got the Twig Stove. So you can see there's always twigs around. I mean, you can get twigs off of trees that are dead and hanging up on the trees that didn't get wet because they're not laying on the ground. So you can always get a few twigs. And what we do is when we get that going is we use our titanium pot and set that right on top. And then we just continue to feed the front with twigs. Takes about 2-3 minutes, and that water's boiling. So then we got our jet boil with our Desert Fox. Now I've been using the Desert Fox one lately on Amazon, $12 for this burner on the top here. But it's got a little bit bigger of a base, so I like that. But it all breaks down and goes right into my titanium pot. So I use this to boil water for my coffee, for my meal. And then that all stores right in here. And then, put the lid on. And then goes in the bag and packs down in my backpack. All right. Oh, don't want to forget the spoon. Always have my spoon. And the one food review, I ended up having to carve a spoon because I forgot to pack my spoon in my other backpack. All right, so we got the Talente Gelato container. That's what I store my lights in, my headlamp, and also my O-light O-bulb. So I use the Bushnell Headlamp. Been a great headlamp, and it wasn't too much. I believe I got it at Walmart. But it's rechargeable, so I can recharge that. Then when I was first doing my videos, I was using the headlamp. It's got that red light and stuff, so you can, when you're talking at night and stuff. I didn't like that as much for video quality, so I started using the one of the viewers commented, "Hey, get an O-light O-bulb." And so I did, and I have loved that thing. So I use this O-light O-bulb. Now, I've got that on Amazon too. But I keep all of those, along with that lighter, I keep those right inside of that. Because I noticed that a lot of my stuff turns on in my backpack if I don't have it closed up. So I put it and keep everything right in there. All right, so I've got a couple knives. Usually pack these 2 knives and also this little saw. All right, so here are the 2 knives that I pack. I just pack those because maybe I got to cut a cord, or like I whittled that spoon with that one knife. I just keep them in the backpack. But I also have this saw, so if I want to cut up some larger branches and so forth, or I got to clear my site a little bit, so that just folds up and that goes in the side pocket of the backpack. All right, so a saw. Getting down to a few miscellaneous items left before we get into the just basic water and food. So I always keep another line with cam jam and also a carabiner, because if I'm in a situation where I can hang my backpack, or I need to, I will hang my backpack and my food items up in a tree. All right, so I have a 20 amp hour, I believe, anchor, because believe it or not, when you're out there filming, you want to have a backup just in case your battery gets low. You don't want to get out there and get all set up and have your battery die. That's happened to me. So that's why I always keep a fully charged 20 amp hour, because maybe I want to edit in the middle of the night when I wake up. All right, another thing too, just miscellaneous TP, some toilet paper, and then I always keep one grocery size bag just to put things in. I will also use this to deploy sometimes out the window of my car if I'm parked nearby and I want to, you know, hang this out the windows to make it look like I'm broke down or something. But what I do is I just twist these into a little knot. Just put that and then stick these little bags inside. They stuff real good inside the backpack. All right, let me show you my rest of my stuff, the last few items. All right, okay, here we go. So this is the last few items that I had in my backpack. So obviously the smart water containers, a large one and a one size down, a 20 ounce. So I always bring extra water, but that'll all be gone by the morning. So now what I was gonna cook this last night for dinner was I had a ramen noodle, a tuna, a peanut butter pack, olive oil, and mayonnaise. And I was gonna mix all that together and eat that for dinner. I've had it before. It is delicious. So I've got a Cliff Bar and my Walmart brand Louisiana Crunch Cake. Now, I didn't think they would have it, but they had more. So that and coffee. All right, well, that should do it. That's everything that was in that backpack. So there you have it. That's my summer setup, or my spring, summer, and fall setup, depending on how cold it gets at night. So if it starts getting down to, say, 49, 50, 52, then I'll start with the other backpack and I'll start bringing the underquilt. That underquilt takes up a lot of space. But all right, so 25-liter backpack, I'm gonna put it all back in. All right. All right, so there we have it. We're all back up into the 25-liter backpack. All right, so thanks for coming along, and I want to say, remember, it's just one adventure at a time, and we'll see you on the next random adventure. All right, 2.0 out.